beautiful time to be with you on Straight Talk right here on Bright Radio Television, the home of talk and entertainment. Don't forget that Straight Talk is the program that focuses on all the activities that affect Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as citizens. Today, we're looking at a very, very deep and a very, very sensitive issue. Whether we like it or not, in a situation we find ourselves as a country where a lot of crises, a lot of agitations going around the nation. A lot of questions have been asked. Where are the youth? Where are the people that can actually look for solution to this chaos in the country? And the better place to be is right here, the place we're visiting today. I'm talking about the Social Development Secretariat. And I have my guest with me, Dr. Ogbonna Ike. He will be doing more introduction as we meet him. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the program, sir.
It's my pleasure.
Like I rightly said, this is the best place to be. A lot of questions out there. But before we start off with the Social Development Secretariat itself, I would like to meet you more. Many Nigerians want to meet you. Let's meet you more, sir.
Yeah, my name's Dr. Ogbonna Ike. I studied in what I usually call the best 3 universities in the world. So I went to University of Nigeria for my first degree in statistics and system analysis. I went to Catholic University in Dublin to study operations research and have masters in it.
Okay.
I also went to Ben-Gurion University in Israel, where I studied under my sharp program, small business development.
Wow.
So, and thereafter I found myself here with dozens of certificates in humanities, statistics, and computer studies, what they call city development, city upgrade, and population dynamics. So that is why we're here.
All right, good to meet you, sir. The acting secretary of Social Development Secretariat. Let's kick off with the activities of the Social Development Secretariat in FCT. Whether we like it or not, like I rightly said, you have been doing a lot of things in social development that affect the youth, different from the male and female gender, a lot more. Let's really know more about your activity in the Secretariat.
Well, the Social Development Secretariat is the pivot on which governmental, cultural, social activities of the administration protects. One, this Secretariat has 7 departments.
Okay.
We have Youth Development Department, we have Gender Development Department, I have Social Welfare Services Department, taking care of disputes and destitution management.
Okay.
We have Sports Department, we have Arts and Culture Department, we have Administration Affairs. So a total of about 7 departments. And if you see the dimensions of these departments, you discover that they have cut the entire things that surrounds or guards around youths, women, child. You understand? And a measure of development in any society is based on the impact of such development on women and youths, women and children, destitution and destitution management, and administration of those things makes a government, capture their level of performance, because democracy is a government of the people, by the people,
And for the people.
for the people. So a measure of performance of government of the people, by the people, for the people, is based on the outputs of Social Development Secretariat, especially in FCT. In other states, there are individual commissions, there are individual ministries, but here, for convenience and for a total coordination of the issues that has to do with social development, they are brought together in a secretariat called Social Development Secretariat.
All right.
But when you see the departments that made up this place, starting from arts and culture, tourism, sports, gender, social welfare, youth, administration, you can see that whatever shall be said of this administration, even long after we are no more, will be done through the output of Social Development Secretariat. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. You've mentioned 7 different departments and different structures you work with. Let's kick off with youth. I know the federal government is making a lot of efforts in engaging youth properly, especially your department, your secretariat, like you rightly said, Social Development Secretariat. You've been trying a lot to engage the youth because, like you always say, sir, they're the future of tomorrow. But it seems as if these people are still asking for more. What have you done to this beautiful youth? Let's kick off from the youth first. What have you done and what are your plans for them?
Now, let me tell you something. The best thing and the best impact to youth is done by this administration.
Okay.
What happened is that this administration dedicated a sizable number or a sizable part of their budget to youth development through this youth development department, and giving the youth department a veritable platform for operation. We have the most modern youth support center that has everything you need to train any youth, even women, in Abuja here. It's sitting on about 5-hectare land with classrooms, hostels, halls, markets, so many things. So this department prepared for the development of those centers. We have about 18 number incubator workspaces, all supervised by Social Development Secretariat. Incubator workspaces, by the name you should know what it means. So these workspaces can accommodate, if put into fuller use, over 1,000 youths.
Over 1,000?
Yes, and bring them up. I'll give you a sample of collection of those incubator workspaces, and it will amaze you. So youth development in FCT is superlative and comparable with the best in the world. However, the population of FCT is growing at hypergeometric progression. We know in mathematics you have geometric progression, but this is hyper. Because it has no mathematical method of calculating it. Because Abuja seems, especially from north central, northeast, northwest, to be the safest place to be. So the migration of people, especially youth, into FCT, it has no mathematical equivalent. There's no mathematical definition of
the population is growing.
So the population of FCT is growing astronomically. So because of that, the number of youths and children and women that are involved in migration into FCT is also swelling. So no matter the number of funds, the number of attention you give to them, it is beyond FCT administration. We are daily asking the federal government to see whether they can interface with us. They do in most times, and we used to benefit from it. Like, for example, Youth Support Center, just this year, within 6 months, we have trained over 300 youths. And we're not just training them, we're supporting them to be on their own. And to be on their own, that is why we created those incubator workspaces. They go into that incubator workspaces to make life. We have incubator workspaces for farmers, incubator workspaces for youths and elderly. They do packaging, they do all sorts of things. You won't believe that some of these souvenirs you see here were produced within this secretariat. So we have a layout plan for youth development in FCT.
And they use it
because it's the federal capital territory, it's the federal capital of Nigeria. You don't stop anybody from coming in, especially when they are Nigerians. So what we do is to accommodate them. Apart from that, we have satellite town development agency within FCT administration. We have agriculture and rural development within FCT agriculture. And those people have a richer need of outfits that accommodate youth. We also have institutions that cope their excesses, which is here.
Okay.
Social Development Secretariat has a task force. They call it enforcement task force.
Okay.
We go about picking mad people, picking drug addicts, picking beggars and street hawkers. We take them to our base when we call Buhari Rehabilitation Center.
Okay.
So vocational rehabilitation center. There they learn some jobs.
Okay.
Some of them that cannot be controlled are repatriated back to their state. So what we do in Social Development Secretariat is enormous. Apart from keeping the environment in good form, we also go beyond this. Half of the staff of this secretariat are in the field now, making sure that the city is safe.
It's safe.
Clean, and assured, working with other partner agencies to ensure that hoodlums, beggars are cleared off the streets. The government provides enormously for this set of people. Every month, the permanent secretary approves, the minister approves, and the kind of minister of state we have here is the one that is restless. She wants to deliver whatever it has immediately, very active. She goes to places before you get there, she's already there. I'm telling you. So the Social Development Secretariat is trying to cope the excesses of the youth, train them, make them, most importantly, what we try to inflict on the youth is development of character and mental powers. And this can be done through formal or informal education.
Right.
So what we do in these youth support centers, what we do in incubator workspaces, is to give them informal education that will bring in character development and mental powers. So,
all right. Well, you thank you so much, sir. You've mentioned a lot, and one of the things that caught my attention is that the population in FCT is growing very, very because of massive migration into FCT. And you also said is FCT. Everybody can stay there.
yes.
But it seems as if, let's look at security issue around Nigeria now. For example, in Niger State, over 200 children were kidnapped just recently. And schools, it seems as if the attack is basically or mostly on schools. What is Social Development Secretariat doing in FCT to help maintain security in the system? You mentioned that over half of the staff in the Secretariat are on the field, making sure that they are safe or there's security in the streets and lives of properties are being secured too. So what exactly are we doing? Because whether we like it or not, we need to face the reality. The reality is right here. Insecurity. But your Secretariat, what are you doing to secure the state?
At the beginning I told you I will answer those questions about times to here. In the FCT, we have security department, we have education secretariat, who handles exceptionally those areas.
Okay.
But at the Social Development Secretariat, we are troubleshooting secretariat.
Okay.
In the course of us moving around, what we do is that anywhere we see anything that concerns education, we troubleshoot and make adequate reports.
Okay.
Anything that has to do with health, we troubleshoot and send to health secretariat.
Okay.
Like if you go to our vocational rehabilitation center in Buhari, you see that 30% of the people caught on the street has mental issues. So we have to troubleshoot to health secretariat that gives us psychiatric doctors that goes there to treat them before repatriation. So SDS is a troubleshooting secretariat. We work with them in the hospital everywhere. Our staffs are in all the hospitals. They call them social workers. Hospital social workers in all the schools as school social worker. So once they see anything, we troubleshoot. We go ahead, even all this gender-based violence. We work with some organizations and NGOs who are specialists. We work with UNPF. We work with Spotlight Initiative. All these actions working around us, they are instrument of troubleshooting in anywhere. We caught teachers who are trying to mess with their children. We also caught some soldiers who want to intimidate their children and their wife. I sign here issues based on gender based violence, over 300 per day.
Over 300?
Yes, and you know that during COVID, it escalated. When everybody is in the house and so on, and we discover that it helped the issues of gender-based violence. So this place you see is a monument of troubleshooting. So everywhere. So we have police working with us. We have DSS. We have army. Everybody is here.
Lawyers,
in order, because if we don't do it, no one. We troubleshoot. We do sporting. All these sports are around the youths and elderly. In the Do 2020 Fiesta, we go there. We came with a lot of trophies in everything. And this administration is doing so many things in order to integrate the activities of youths and make them belong. That's why if you go to our youth department, we have over 300 youth organizations who are registered with us. And what do? We bring in on daily basis to train them on different vocations. You understand? Because these days, because of the liberty of child upbringing, the children, you can give them your love, but not their thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but strive not to make them like you. For life goes not backwards. Our talents was yesterday. It is said by J.A. Hatfield in his book Childhood and Adolescence. He lived between 1771 and 1832. A powerful English literary genius. So, and the insinuation by J.A. Hatfield is still what's on ground now. Because training children under extreme strictness result with children or men and women with artificial behavioral pattern, which spoils a nation.
The society.
Yes. But when they are young and you allow them to expose certain natural neuroses, madness, those madness goes by age. And if you allow them, they go through it and come out of it and become a rational human being. But stopping them due to extreme strictness gives them the kind of impression that they just started, even at old age. So they become a neurotic case. So all these principles is what we adopt here in order to see that we do it. This place has more than 28 to 35 orphanages. We manage and regulate them. And upon that, you have crisis in orphans and orphans management. Because we discovered some orphanages are just this with my coming in here, I have to go and close up so many of the orphanages who are using those children for whatever they like. But to be frank with you, in another 6 months, we are going to calm all the tensions you have about child welfare and so on. So, we're in it.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Just for you to, I have two questions as we wrap up on the show this beautiful morning. Well, let's move to art and culture. You mentioned art and culture. This is one of the things that give joy to every Nigerian. Even in diaspora, Nigerians are always happy when it comes to art and culture. Your secretariat is doing a lot. You mentioned a few of them. What are the measures you have taken to boost the representation in Africa from FCT concerning art and culture?
We are treated as if we're states.
Yes.
So the Arts and Culture Department is Social Development Secretariat. Is like Ministry of Culture and Arts and Culture in states.
Yeah.
We use arts and culture in order to take care of the origin and tradition of FCT. Arts and culture has been a veritable instrument for integration. And in FCT, we are not just documenting and playing out the culture of FCT. We are playing out the culture of Nigeria. So if you want to see the miniature Nigeria in culture, this is the place to be. We have one of the best troops in arts and culture. In the last national festival, we have won a lot of laurels, more than 15, in different categories. Arts and culture is the basis of even this secretariat, because this secretariat, where we are seated down here, is originally meant for arts and culture alone.
Okay.
So the facilities around were made, nature made for arts and culture. But because of the integration of these other departments, which form part of arts and culture, and whose derivatives are the same, we have to live together, stay together, in order that they are dealing with youth and elderly. So because they are dealing with youth and everything, they see that there is a relationship between youth and arts and culture. There's a relationship between gender and arts and culture. Because when you see people coming from different parts of Nigeria, the orientation they have is different. But what brings them together is arts and culture. We also have tourism, which is a subset of arts and culture. So those integrated components of arts and culture and tourism is what bring all other departments together, because they do all dances all over Nigeria. So all cultures are represented here. If you step out here, you see a museum. It's not the FCT museum. It's National Museum. You understand? So, and in domicile in arts and culture, we have galleries. The gallery presents not FCT, presents the entire nation. So arts and culture is the pivot on which the activities of this secretariat rotates. I'm telling you, they are the platform everybody uses it. In fact, if you go out, I asked them about social development, they said that place they do only dancing. It is because you are coming in now, you will see how large social development is. So we don't just do dancing. We do a whole lot of other things that makes it exceptionally different. And in the whole country, Social Development Secretariat is the only place, is the only state in the Federation that have all these single ministers in the state coming together, working together for a better, deliverables. What we deliver is not just social component, but we also deliver manpower development. Yes. The bundle of artists here will amaze you if you want to line them up. I'm telling you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Well, as we wrap up on the show, because this will be my final question.
Yes.
Some reaction on social media, especially Twitter, on the issue of scrapping NYSC. And a lot of people said, yes. A lot of people said, no. I also have your takes.
Here I'm the acting chairman of governing board of NYSC in FCT, by virtue of being the acting secretary and the acting chairman of governing board. Let me be frank with you. There's one Latin language that says "Nemo hat non habet." You can't give what you don't have.
You can't give what you don't have.
Before people make comments, especially on media and so on, they don't make time to study it. NYSC is one of the most laudable programs Nigeria has ever developed. Even in other wars, you go to Israel, it's 3 years. You have to go on something like NYSC for 3 years. Within that 3 years, government pays you and gives you opportunity to visit incubator workspaces where you learn a lot of things and decide which way you want to go. That's why if you go to Israel, United States, see old men working in government, especially in foreign affairs, because government pays little But those acts and crap pays a lot. You understand? NYC is the adopted type of it in Nigeria. And it's all cultures in Nigeria. Anybody, any politician who uses the concept of NYC will win Nigeria as many times as he wants. NYC has grown so many people who do not want to see white collar job as a way of living. Because it needs, day by day, NYC is introducing ideas that will lift up our youths to the next level. They have CD program. The CD program has become international. You can't finish adequately CD program under the current NYC boss now, and you said you are looking for work. What we are doing here is mainly what they are doing, but in a larger scale. They have farms. I've seen people after NYC, they decided to go into farming. So NYC, scrapping NYC is like people calling for disintegration of this country. NYC is an integrating factor of this country. It has socio-cultural implications in the harmony of Nigeria. Most people, my best friend here is from Nasarawa State, and I met him in youth service. He's a director here and a director here. We came into Abuja almost within the same interval. But we met in NYC. So I don't have a better brother than him. NYC has grown so many brotherhood that it's only God that can separate them. So call for removal of NYC. What do you have as an alternative?
As an alternative.
You have to do it. Let me tell you. After going to university, you are as illiterate as where you come from, your village. It is NYC that gives you an elaborate training, elaborate education, informal, that gives you thorough mental development and character modification. Without NYC, you remain the way you are. Some people work to remain in their state, and they are the most fully set of Nigerian graduates we have. Because they refuse to mix up.
Move around.
Yes. Refuse to mix up.
Well, it's been amazing talking to you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate your efforts and discussing with us. We've been having a great discussion, a straight talk with Dr. Kelvin Ogbonna Ike, the Secretary, Social Development Secretariat, on the program today. Don't forget, Straight Talk is a program designed to look deep into every activity that affects Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as citizens. You play your part, I play my part, we have a better place called Nigeria. A very big thank you to all our technical crew out there, and I pray God bless you, God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Ayo Bami Ademo. You have a lovely day. Goodbye.